I am choosing. I believe you must have heard this because it's been various social media platform. People creating content with it, people making jokes of these testimonies from the Lord's Choosing Charismatic Movement Church. The challenge is that most people that makes these videos or these comments or these funny content are supposedly Christians. You see, it shows there's a difference between being religious and being spiritual. Now, let me ask this basic question. If you believe you are a Christian, what do you believe? Some people tend to try to rationalize these testimonies and try to use their five senses to decipher these testimonies, trying to belittle them or trying to turn them into jokes. What truly do you believe? Do you believe the Bible? Why is it easier for you to believe that when Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, the lion's mouth were shut, they could not eat Daniel? It was easy for you to believe that Noah and some animals were saved in the ark. Or talked about Jonah. It was easy for you to believe that the whale swallowed Jonah and took Jonah to Nineveh. It was easier for you to believe. Or it was easier for you to believe that the donkey spoke during the time of Balaam when he wanted to curse the Israelite. It was easier for you to believe. And somebody is sharing a testimony today that the lion took him from his kidnapper's den and directed him from where he left, and it was just a joke to you. That means you don't understand what you believe. You tend to use your sense of reasoning to decipher, to determine what should be a miracle and what should not be a miracle. I was listening to somebody I respected so much. He was telling me that the apron they wear is like a coat. Well, he's entitled to his opinion, or rather, we're entitled to our various opinions. A medical doctor wears apron white, and to you, it is okay. Or an engineer wears the blue apron, and to you, it is okay. That's where you identify an engineer, you identify a medical doctor, or a banker, white shirt, black suits and tie, and that's how you identify them. And now these people want to be identified with their apron, and to you, it is like a coat. Then something must be wrong with the way you judge things. Or the other testimony where the computers were saying release Tobias and to use like a joke. But you believe the apostle was released from the jail when the angel of the Lord visited the prison and gates were opened. Different doors were open and he came out. To you, it was easier for you to believe that than for you to believe this. You don't believe God has the power. You don't believe this deity, God, has the power to influence what the computer will bring out. Then something is wrong with your thought process. Or you think they are not knowledgeable enough, or they are not well spoken, or they don't speak good English. Like maybe when you go to most of our churches, you hear testimony, somebody had liver problem, he was healed. To you, it was easier for that person to be healed. Or it was easier for somebody that had fibroid to be delivered of a baby. But it's very hard for computer to say release Tobias. We need to learn to question some of our reasoning and the way we think. Do you really believe in what God can do? Do you think you can limit the power of God? Sometimes I wonder what is really wrong with our thought process. We need to learn to appreciate these testimonies. Myself, I'm a product of testimonies, a lot of testimonies. God has been faithful to me. Things that are beyond human imagination that God has done for me. Maybe if I share my testimony with you, you think it's a joke. But that is what God can do. Don't use your five senses to rationalize those miracles. It is easier for you to say somebody has not given birth for like 30 years of marriage and he was prayed for and he gave birth. Maybe it was easier for you than for somebody to say he was short and he did not enter. We need to learn to appreciate these testimonies. It might not have happened to you, but the person that is sharing it, it happened to the person. So you have option of either you accept it or you let it go. But you cannot belittle the power of God. You can't confine the power of God to your five senses and use it to decipher what is possible, what is not possible. I'm choosing of the Lord, and that is my testimony. If our content creators can take the time we're using to create this content and talk about bad government and talk about the bad roads, The last time I traveled from here to Benin, it was like here. We can't talk about bad governance, bad road, insecurity, the things that are happening. We can't talk about those things. So that we're talking about things that does not concern, that we cannot even comprehend with our five senses. Leave the things of God for the people that are interested, that honor and do what and obey this God. Talk about your own and let them be. Like I said, I'm choosing of the Lord, and I'm proud to say that. My life is a life of testimony. Next time you hear this testimony, don't belittle them. What do you believe? Do you believe the Bible? Somebody was telling me that the Bible stories was those days that it cannot happen now. And he says he's a Christian. My friend, you are not a Christian. You are a religious bigot. There's a difference between Christianity and religiosity and spirituality. You are a religious bigot. You are not a Christian. If you are a Christian, you will know that there is nothing that is impossible for God to do. God can do anything. Jesus Christ can raise from the dead after 3 days. Nothing is impossible. So don't start rationalizing those miracles. Thank God for the ministry the Lord's choosing. God bless Pastor Moka. Keep doing the good work. And the various pastors all over the world. But we're talking about what is happening now on the I'm Choosing trending videos that are going on. If you're a Christian, you don't need to join the bandwagon. God can do anything and everything.